Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talkin Wrasslin podcast with your host, the macho-loving, cornet-carny, little munchkin Denny Vale. And the Jacksonville wrestling fan, whose favorite wrestlers, of course, are forever and always will be the Young Bucks. Lyssie Vale. Together, these two give a retrospective of the week in the professional wrestling world throughout all promotions across the world. So let's jump into this week's episode. Oh my God!
Hello! Welcome back to another episode of Talkin Wrasslin. I'm your host this week, Lyssie, here with the co-host, Dylan. Say hello, Dylan.
You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello!
I'm already over this fucking episode.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
Okay, anyway, we got a couple things to talk about. It's not as much, seemingly. Dylan always writes this shit out, so I never know what the fuck we're talking about going into this.
I booked the show.
Okay.
I'm the booker.
So it doesn't really seem like a lot, as per usual. But anyway,
No, there's some things we can talk about.
yeah, there's a few things that happen in the world of wrestling on the internet that we'll talk about. A little bit about Raw, Dynamite, Collision, and then we'll be doing the... Should I even say what this is already, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell them what we're doing.
Alright, well, we'll also be discussing Russo's Revenge, aka War Games 2000, Dylan's Way Back Match of the Week, Flashback Match of the Week, and Wrestler of the Week. But first, excuse me, I'm so sorry, we're going to talk about our week. Dylan, how was your week? Anything interesting, fun, innovative, cool, nifty happen?
Nope. I got a PS5.
That's cool, innovative, and nifty to have happened.
No, I spent a lot of money.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're not going to talk about how you like it? How you dislike it?
I like it.
How you're impartial?
I like it. It's fucking big. It's massive. It looks like a Wi-Fi router. I'm taking care of it like it's a fucking child. And
For like the first week.
no, I care about it. It cost me a lot of money. And I got it specifically because of College Football 25 coming out.
Which is ridiculous.
I'm very happy. And I'm very happy we're getting another college football game.
I mean, so far it seems like everything's been pretty kosher with it, aside from Hulu.
Hulu sucks because they're owned by Disney now.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with Hulu, if it's just shit for everyone. Because we had issues with it.
It seemed to be working better today, though.
Yeah, it definitely was working better today. But we've been having issues with it since, well, you got it Saturday. But when did it... Oh, it crashed on Monday.
Yeah,
It crashed
during
on
Monday Night Raw.
During Monday Night Raw. Literally, as soon as CM Punk was about to open his mouth during a backstage promo, it fucking crashed.
Yeah.
And then it seemed to, like, kind of be fine throughout the week, but then, like, once he got the PlayStation on Saturday, it was not doing too hot, but it seems to be doing better today. We were having issues with it yesterday, too, which was, Sunday. We were having some issues with it, but aside from that, it seems to be doing alright now, so... Hopefully Hulu sorts out whatever the fuck's going on with it, but I'm over Hulu.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck the Hulu.
Yeah, honest. Anything else fun, interesting happen during your week?
No, not really. It was my birthday.
Yeah.
Last week. I'm 24.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Chew your gum quieter. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
Please, it's fucking gross. Stop. Don't. Stop. It's fucking disgusting.
I'm 24.
You're 24, yeah. Okay, well, that's cool.
How was your week?
My week was fine. I guess I could, at the very least, let the cat out of the bag here now.
We're letting cats out of bags?
Yes.
Shit.
Since I, talked about it at work already. I talked about it on Twitter already. But next week...
Don't say where you're working.
I'm not. I'm not. Jesus Christ. Next week I'm starting a new job, which is exciting and fun.
Ooh,
and nerve-wracking. I'm not saying where I'm working, because that's stupid. But no, I'm excited. I'm very nervous about it though. But everyone that I've met so far, like I did my onboarding this past week on Friday, and everything went well. Everyone that I met so far seems really nice, so that's cool.
Well, that's good.
Aside from that, I don't think anything else interesting has happened this week, in my personal life. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, let's move on. So the first thing on today's agenda of discussing is Motor City Machine Guns rumored to go to WWE, which I haven't seen anything about this. I heard
How
you talking.
have you not seen anything about this?
I haven't seen fucking anything about this. I've heard you speculating because they wrestled each other or something, but that was it.
There's so much underlining into this. How have you not seen anything?
I have not seen fucking
There's
anything
literal
about this.
reports out there of like Motor City Machine Guns have offers from AEW and WWE, but all signs are pointing to WWE.
I just haven't seen anything about it.
And I posted the one day on Twitter of like, the little kid in me will be happy if they go to WWE because, well, let me do the whole quote and I'll explain it because some people were confused, I guess. But the little kid in me will be happy if they go to WWE, but the professional wrestling fan will be happy if they go to AEW. And the reason why the little kid in me will be happy if they go to WWE is because they've been in TNA forever, and watching them when I was a kid in TNA, there was no such thing as AEW. Fun fact: wrestling has been around longer than 2019. AEW Freakazoids didn't start in 2019. There was wrestling beforehand. Look it up. It's pretty simple, as you guys would say. Use Google. But I always was like, man, it'd be cool if like they faced the Hardys, or because they were in WWE, or like DX.
Yeah, but now the Hardys are in TNA.
Or like DX, Motor City Machine Guns versus DX. DIY's there, so close enough.
Yeah.
But, and then the professional wrestling fan will just appreciate if they go to AEW because, I mean, AEW does care about professional wrestling, and FTR versus Motor City Machine Guns would be cool. But I see them going to WWE simply because it's going to be their last run wherever they go. And why not take the biggest bag? And I don't know if they're gonna go to NXT or the main roster. And there's a lot of pros and cons weighing all of it. Of like, why would they go to NXT? Why would they put themselves through that? But why would they go to the main roster and face Austin Theory and Grayson Waller? Or I cannot wait for Motor City Machine Guns versus Awesome Truth.
I mean, look, I don't really care where they end up as long as they're happy. I honestly could see them more so going to AEW, though. And that's only real... Oh, here's the thing, right? If they go to WWE, I think they'd be a lot better to benefit the tag division there.
It'd be a great boost to the tag division.
But, the tag division isn't fucking taken seriously at all in WWE, so I feel like they're just going to be another tag team guy.
And that is like one thing I was like really hoping for when Triple H took over is like, okay, Vince is gone. Maybe they'll actually take the tag team division seriously. That hasn't happened yet. We still have teams like Awesome Truth winning the belts and stuff, but like, stop with the throwing together tag teams. I Motor City Machine Guns were technically a thrown together tag team at one point, but like, they've been teaming since like 2007 at this point. But I think it's gonna be a fun ride.
I don't know, I could see them more so, and also like saying going with the bigger bag when people have been saying that AEW has offered people higher contracts and more money than WWE has, plus with less days. So, I mean, I'm not trying to just be like, no, all the reports are wrong if they're going to go to WWE. I'm just saying, personally, I think they would be a lot better off in AEW, but it really doesn't matter at the end of the day what I think, because as long as wherever they go, they're happy and they're respected, that's really all that matters to me.
Motor City Machine Guns are confirmed to be non-runners from the grind.
Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, let's move on. Stephanie Vaquer, is that her last name's pronounced?
Yeah.
Vaquer. To WWE, and boy, people on Twitter are pissed. Screenshot from Dave. So, I don't know, you can look that up. I'm more so, like, shocked by how quickly this happened. Like, I'm not, like, pissed that she's over in WWE. Like, again, fine, good for her. Get that bag, honey, whatever. Do your thing. I'm very surprised how fast it was. Like, she was at Forbidden Door, and then, like, 2 days later, she was like, bye, everyone, and then went to WWE, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
She worked Mercedes and was like, nope.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
But yeah, this is from Uncle Dave Meltzer, so I will try to read this to the best of my ability because we know how he can fucking write shit. Both CMLL and New Japan were reportedly very upset with the manner of Stephanie Vaquer's move to WWE just days ahead of a scheduled date in San Jose, California on July 13th. When she had told them, CMLL, they basically asked her and said, we won't stand in your way or anything like that. If you want to go, you can go, but just do business the right way. She's got the tag titles in CMLL, she's got the CMLL singles title, and it was basically go to San Jose where she's been advertised for months and drop the title there. Drop the tag title. We'll do a farewell. And then the feeling was that they are expected that of her and basically told her, look, they want you, WWE, and they may not want you to do that, but you haven't signed yet, so you can just tell them, I want to go out the right way. Then on Monday, when she signed, she told them that Tuesday, which was last night in, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, July 9th, I think it's some Mexico town, was her last night. And she wouldn't be coming to Arena Mexico on Friday. She wouldn't do any of the dates. She got dates all over the world. The idea was to come to San Jose and drop the title, and she didn't do that. CMLL was very upset over her, because of what happened. And also, they had never been targeted in this way by WWE. New Japan was very upset because when they first announced the show in San Jose, she was in the first batch of people announced, and they haven't been advertised for months. It's kind of like their basic thing is you've been advertised for months for this show in a championship match, and then 5 days before the show you pull out and you're the champion. AEW wasn't happy because they didn't want her. They did want her, because they did want her, and they made an offer to her, but she went with WWE. That's the place she wanted to go, but how it happened was not well received.
Yeah, I don't blame any of them for being upset.
I mean, I understand, but I also understand where she's coming from because of all the other bullshit that has happened with her. The murder, whatever, the abuser, Roosh.
Yeah, so apparently, not Roosh. Roosh wasn't the guy who did it.
Roosh is friends with the guy.
So basically, I don't remember what his name was, but I guess Stephanie's ex-boyfriend was arrested for attempting to murder his girlfriend at the time, or now ex-girlfriend, which was Stephanie, and is in jail for it. And there was a bunch of people, but Roosh being one of them, that was basically wanted this guy to get out of prison and was saying he wasn't guilty or whatever. So that kind of makes a lot of sense as to why she wouldn't want to go to AEW. And I guess there was also some stuff in CMLL, because the guy was also a wrestler in CMLL, from what I understand. So it makes sense as to why she won't want to stay at CMLL or go to AEW. My question is, why fuck over New Japan? What did they do?
It's because CMLL and New Japan are working partners.
That's true.
So
but still,
so she was advertised for CMLL shows and New Japan shows, but then signed with WWE. Said fuck all of you guys. I'm just going over here.
She burned 3 bridges so fast, which I guess good for her. I mean, she's where she wants to be. I just hope that they treat her well and do right by her and don't make her I don't want to say, like, don't make her regret her choices, because if these places were, like, not really giving her the time of day about, like, some very serious personal matters that clearly were affecting her a lot, maybe their bridge is well burned. But I hope that they don't, like, WWE doesn't, like, fuck her over and then make her think, like, what the fuck did I do? Because now where am I gonna go?
I mean, I feel like we say this with, like, all the new talent when they first sign and everything. But it seems like they're treating her well right off the bat.
Yeah.
They booked her on, like, the house shows or whatever in Mexico, and they made, like, a big deal about it. And I guess she's going to NXT?
I have no idea.
That's what a lot of people are saying, that it's going to be her and Julia in NXT, which is crazy.
Well, that's cool. Anyway, again, I hope that they treat her well, treat her with respect and whatnot, and don't fuck her over. Moving on, why did you want to talk about WWE Vault YouTube?
Because this is a fun thing to talk about, and people should know about this, because they've been asking to spread the word. So I'm going to spread the word for WWE Vault's YouTube. So on YouTube, all you got to type in is WWE Vault, and they've been they upload matches that you can find fucking anywhere, like the fucking NWO forming, or they have the Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman swap match. You can find that shit. But they decided to live up to their fucking name the past couple of weeks and upload vault stuff, like stuff that's in their vaults and everything, like Unseen Morishima's WWE tryout matches. There's 3 of them on here, and they're just basic dark matches and stuff, but it's like, bro, Morishima, he's a Japanese wrestler, lyssie. Mm-hmm. He was a Ring of Honor champion. He's had great battles with Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor. Legendary guy, big Japanese guy, and he tried out for WWE in 08, 09, somewhere around that area, and they uploaded his dark matches, and it was just cool to be like, man, this is what they were trying to see what they were going to do with him and everything. They unfortunately gave him the fucking the fucking Bull Nakano theme.
Oh.
Like, it's WWE in 2008-09.
Yeah.
So you know what to expect. And then the other day, this is crazy. The other day, the title is Sami Zayn unearths El Generico match from WWE Vault. Sami Zayn, so they interview him, and Sami's like, yeah, WWE Vault, like, they're asking me, like, what match I want to see. Well, there's a guy that I based my whole career off of. He wore a mask. He's a generic luchador. His name's El Generico.
Jesus Christ.
I cannot believe they're not the same person.
They've never been the same person.
I cannot believe that. But El Generico, I forget who he faced, but it was from a CZW show.
So wait, it's a CZW match?
It's CZW and Evolve.
Oh, okay.
So it's more so Evolve, but they're using the CZW ring.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But you could see the CZW logo clear as day on the ring apron. It's crazy what they have in the vault.
That is insane.
Like, there's other shit, like, people want to, like, and they were, like, asking, like, oh, what matches do you guys want to see? A lot of people were saying the Mortis matches from 2003, dark matches, where Chris Kanyon was Mortis.
Yeah. And
he had the purple gear. And then there's other ones, which, there's a lot of controversy with this one. A lot of people are saying that it wasn't real, that this doesn't, like, that's the thing. That's the thing about this vault thing. We can find out what's real and what's not. Because supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to pretend it's true. That there is a Dean Malenko and Mystico dark match out there.
And no one recorded it?
But, like, supposedly with that is that the rumor is that they had a dark match, and then the other rumor is that they didn't have a dark match, and that it was just them, like, fucking around in the ring before people got there. But, like, I would like to know. And, like, people are, like... And, yes, you gotta be realistic with it. Remember, this is WWE Vault. You gotta be realistic with it. They're not gonna upload anything probably Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
They're not gonna upload anything probably Owen Hart.
Yeah.
You, like, so, unfortunately, we're not gonna see that. But you gotta be realistic with it and kind of, like... Man, you know what I would like to fucking see? And I just would... They better put it on Netflix because they can get away with it being unedited and whatever the fuck. I want the Shotgun Saturday Nights uploaded.
Yeah.
I want to see Elmo wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Sonny do almost the softcore porn with Elmo on Shotgun Saturday Night. I want to see Triple H and Undertaker wrestle in a New York subway.
That I would like to see.
I would like to see... You can find that on YouTube. But, like, I would like to see the unedited Shotgun Saturday Nights. But what do you think of WWE Vault?
I have not looked into it. But it's a cool concept. Not really concept. Like, it's a cool thing that they're doing and whatnot. And honestly, it was one of the biggest things that I always sit and think about. It's just like, you guys have all of this fucking footage that has never, ever, ever seen the light of day. Like, what the fuck are you holding on to it for?
What footage would you like to see?
I have no idea. I quite literally could not tell you off the top of my head right now.
I mean, you could find Kenny Omega's fucking Deep South stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. But, like, I quite literally couldn't tell you anything at all. But, sure. I mean, it's cool. Again, I like it. And if they're not doing anything with the footage, why fucking sit on it? You know what I mean? Totally makes sense.
I can't wait until they release My Dark Matches.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so tired.
They're gonna release My Dark Matches one day.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. Let's talk about Raw. Let's talk about the Punk and Rollins segment that I know happened that I can't remember for the life of me about, though.
Things are getting feisty.
I know they are.
They're getting so feisty. They don't like each other.
They never did.
They don't like each other. Seth Rollins said that he's gonna hurt Punk.
And I hope he does.
And Punk doesn't give a fuck.
I hope he doesn't.
And I guess more so what's the talk here is a debate that is sparking over Twitter of should we get Punk, Rollins, and Drew in a triple threat? Or should we let Punk and Drew do their feud and then we eventually lead the Punk and Rollins?
Yeah, that. Because Rollins doesn't need to... unless what we do is we let the Drew and Punk thing play out and Drew and Punk finally have their match, and then Rollins costs Punk the match, kind of like how technically Punk cost Rollins the match.
Yeah.
And then that leads into Punk and Rollins.
I also saw someone on Twitter, which I can't believe I actually liked this because they're actually one of the smart people on Twitter. Because I kind of liked it. They were like, obviously all signs point to do Punk and Drew and then do Punk and Rollins because Punk and Rollins, no one's going to forget about that. But it's fresh with Punk and Drew because of the Punk's injury in the Royal Rumble, and they've been building up to this. But if they wanted to do Punk, Rollins, Drew in a triple threat, make it a number one contendership match for the world title. Let Seth Rollins win that match. So, let Seth Rollins win that match so he can immediately go do something else and get back in the world title scene. I know that the stipulations he can't challenge, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But then that can help. Punk and Drew can pretty much cost each other the match. Like, they're worried about each other more than Rollins, and Rollins takes advantage of that. So, and then Punk and Drew can have a trilogy or whatever they're going to do. And then during that time, Rollins can win the world title back. Even though he probably won't. But Rollins can win the world title back. And then next year at WrestleMania, we can get the Punk-Rollins match that we were supposed to get. Long-term booking, pretty much.
Yeah.
I like the concept of it.
Yeah, I get it.
But, like, also when you break it down like I just did, and you're like, Rollins winning the world title off of Gunther. No.
Well, he can't challenge for it as long as Damien's the champion.
Well, not anymore. Damien said that he can challenge him now.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you missed that. I watched that on YouTube. They did like a backstage segment where like Rollins bumped into him, and like Priest was like, "After I beat Gunther, you can face me again."
Okay, sure. Why was the stipulation ever put into place in the first place?
Because stipulations are dumb.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, nonetheless, yeah, Rollins and Punk's gonna be money. That's cool.
You know who I'm waiting for?
What?
Punk versus Chad Gable.
Okay. Chad Gable will kill him.
Think of like the random matches we can get from CM Punk. Punk versus R-Truth.
Yeah.
Punk versus Miz.
I don't want any of that. I hate both of them.
Punk versus Jacob Fatu. Wait until Randy Orton faces Jacob Fatu 1-on-1.
I'm gonna feed mouths.
John Cena versus Jacob Fatu.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Hey, let him have a great retirement tour.
I'm just saying.
John Cena versus Danny Vallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice ring to it.
Alright, anyway, moving on. Mommy's back. Rhea Ripley came back. Thank fucking God. I'm kind of surprised she's back this soon.
It was just a shoulder injury.
She said she was going to be out for a long, long, long time.
It's been a long, long, long time.
How long has it been? It has not been that long.
It's been 3 months. It's been a long 3 months.
There's no way it's been 3 months.
Yeah, she left after Mania.
Mania was...
April.
End of April.
Yeah.
May, June, mid-July.
It's 3 months.
That's 2.5 months.
Same fucking thing.
My point is that they made her fucking relinquish the title for 2.5 months of being gone.
Hey, a lot has happened in this.
And Roman was able to hold the title and not wrestle for like 3 months.
And Logan Paul has been holding the U.S. title for like 250 days and only defended it twice.
Yes. So she couldn't have held the title and just cut promos or something like every other week.
And then sometimes Ring of Honor champions just appear, and I'm like, you guys are like, Wheeler Yuta's been out for like, he was out for like 6 months, and is the pure champion.
I don't get why she had to drop the belt. That's fucking stupid. And I really just don't like what they've been doing with the belt since she's been gone. So that makes it all the worse.
A lot has happened in the 2.5 months of Rhea Ripley being gone, and that is Becky won the belt, then Liv won the belt, and now Dom and Liv in Judgment Day. Damian Priest is the only person in Judgment Day to keep his word.
Yeah.
Everyone else in Judgment Day are backstabbers.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was shot cool though. Dom finally pinned Ray. And like it was really cool of like Dom finally he gained all that confidence.
Yeah.
Of like, yeah, I finally beat my dad, and then his life just went to shit because Rhea returned. And Liv hightailed it out of there. Rhea got in the ring, and Dom couldn't even look Rhea in the eye.
Yeah, well, I hope that this storyline doesn't revolve around Dom and doesn't revolve around him, and it revolves around the championship and the actual backstabbing that's gone on between two, like, former very close friends, former tag champions, and they actually do something with that instead of just being like, you tried to take my man. I'm like, no.
I hope we get a custody of Dominic ladder match at SummerSlam.
I'm just saying, don't you think that, like, the belt would have looked really nice in Rhea's wedding photos?
Yes.
Yeah. This is fucking stupid.
Anyway, who do you think is the babyface in this?
Rhea.
Rhea or Liv?
Rhea.
Rhea?
Rhea. 100% Rhea.
Even going back to when Rhea injured Liv.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just asking. I think it's Rhea too.
Oh wait, who when they split up as a tag team, who backstabbed who?
Rhea.
Rhea backstabbed Liv?
Yeah. Because Rhea joined Judgment Day.
Yeah.
and then they kind of had like they parted ways, like they didn't like turn on each other or whatever the fuck. I don't believe. I forget how they broke up, but it comes down to Rhea joins Judgment Day, and then she like her and Liv cross paths, and Rhea injured Liv, and Liv returned at the Rumble or whatever. Yeah, exactly. See? Makes you think.
No, I still think it is Rhea, though. I mean, like, technically speaking, if we were to go back in history, it could be Liv, but I think it's more so Rhea. I mean, especially with how they're presenting it now and how they want it to be presented. Because Rhea got injured by Liv, and she had to relinquish her belt for stupid reasons.
And Liv took her man.
Liv took her belt and then is, like, trying to infiltrate with fucking Dominic. It's just stupid. So, like, they're very clearly painting the picture for you that it's Rhea.
Yeah.
But I really do think that they can, like... Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. I do really think that they could, like, heavily dive back into things, and I hope that they do, and it's not just surface level bullshit of what's going on at the very moment.
I hope we get a Dominic Mysterio on a pole match.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I do not think that's gonna happen.
Bro.
Moving on, let's go to Dynamite, which is Ospreay versus MJF on free TV. In parentheses, is it a mistake? Ugh. And then Swerve is on Team AEW and challenges Okada on free TV. Is it a mistake? Why do you think it's a mistake? Why does it matter?
Why? So, wait.
Why does that matter?
No. Why are you assuming I think it's a mistake? Because I wrote it down.
Because why did you write it down twice? What do you mean by this?
Because it's a debate of is it a mistake or not. I'm literally just having... You don't have to read the shit that I put in parentheses. I tell you that all the time. You don't have to read the shit that I put in parentheses. That's literally the main subject of this. Of, like, we were talking about Ospreay versus MJF on free TV and Okada versus Swerve on free TV. And the whole thing that we're going to talk about this is, do you think it's a mistake? Do I think it's a mistake?
No, I don't.
I don't think it's a mistake.
You always put notes, and your notes are always so fucking sassy. So I'm so sorry to assume that you're being sassy in your fucking notes.
No.
No, I don't think...
Now apologize to me.
No, I'm not apologizing to you.
Because you just assumed, and that makes an ass out of you and me.
Well, I'm glad it made an ass out of you. Anyway.
And me.
Yes, and you.
And me.
Shut up. I'm too tired right now to deal with this. No, I don't think it's a mistake. And if people want to sit here and think that it's a fucking mistake to put big matches on TV instead of saving them for pay-per-views, that's fucking stupid. Because again, I don't think that wrestling promotions should be just going through the motions until fucking pay-per-views. I think it's fine to have big matches on TV to get people to watch the show and tune in for something exciting instead of just half-assed fucking matches. Like, Dylan always loves to fucking complain about how there'll be, like, a match that he's excited for on Dynamite, and then the rest is just fucking dog shit, when I don't think I've ever heard Dylan say that he was excited for a match for a WWE show.
I was excited for Braun versus Ilya last week, but, like, Hulu took a fucking shit, and then I had to watch it on YouTube the next day.
I'm just saying, WWE never... on maybe random occasions, we'll have, solid matchups.
I was excited for Jay versus Jimmy at Mania, and then,
at a pay-per-view. At the pay-per-view.
TV, I'm trying to think of, like, the last time I actually was hyped for a TV match. Well, Braun versus Ilya. Trying to think of a time before
doesn't even count. Hulu crashed.
No, I was excited for the NXT Battle Royal, because I wanted to see who from TNA was going to show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prior to
that? Oh, fuck.
Because that's like... I would classify that as, like, you know, like an Okada thing. Like, yeah, that's like a stipulation big thing.
Prior to that? Fuck.
Exactly. Like, I would classify a Rumble as a big match.
Well,
like,
that's
still.
a pay-per-view. I'm trying to think of, like, shit from Raw
But
and SmackDown.
not the Rumble, but the fucking Battle Royale.
Yeah.
That's, like, a big match thing that, like, obviously people are gonna be pulling in to watch.
But it's
like,
to be fair, it's NXT.
Yes, but what I'm saying is in the same connotation of, like, an Ospreay and MJF match, people are gonna be like, oh, I have to tune to see that.
I mean, Sammy versus Ilya is happening tonight, which is cool. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Exactly. Like,
Raw and SmackDown,
on occasion, Raw and SmackDown will have, like, those 1 or 2 matches that's like, oh, yeah, like, I really want to tune in and see. I have no idea what's going on Raw tonight. I have no fucking idea. I never know what's going on.
Rhea Ripley is kicking off Raw, and Drew McIntyre... We'll hear from Drew McIntyre on his suspension and stuff, and Sammy versus Ilya, and I don't know what else.
That's all we know for a 3-hour show.
I know they announced more. I saw that they announced more, but I don't know what else. Because the other stuff, we'll probably get a fucking Wyatt segment.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that adding matches like this to a weekly card is a bad thing. Not everything needs to be saved for a pay-per-view. And it's fine.
The same people that are complaining about... I don't think it's wrong. Let's put it that way. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's good. Because the same people that are complaining are the same people that will be like, I missed the Attitude Era. I missed WCW in 1990. And then, bro, they had Hogan versus Goldberg on Nitro.
Yeah.
In the Georgia Dome.
Yeah.
I mean, that should have been on pay-per-view because that, like, was proven to be, like, a big downfall but, like, the thing is, they were in a ratings battle. I guess we're still, like, in a ratings battle. They're not on the same nights, but, like, not to, like, fully talk about ratings here, but let's just call it as it is right now. The ratings for Dynamite have taken a big dip as of late. I'm not trying to knock them by saying that. Like, I'm not.
Okay.
But, like,
I hate this rating stock.
The ratings have taken a dip. So you gotta maybe think that Tony is maybe just doing this to boost the ratings, which I don't blame him. I don't. And you also gotta think, we saw Hangman versus Bryan. Was it a Texas Death Match?
Yep.
We saw Hangman.
Oh, no, that was Lance Archer. Archer.
We saw a Texas Death Match live on Dynamite. Mm-hmm. On Dynamite, they had Jericho and Kingston in a barbed wire match on Dynamite. They did Punk and MJF 1 on Dynamite. They did fucking FTR versus Bullet Club Gold that went for almost an hour on Collision. Mm-hmm. Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega before they faced each other at All Out was on Rampage. Mm-hmm. Danielson versus Omega was on Dynamite. You got, like, this isn't new.
Yeah, they do this all the time.
This isn't new. Like, I understand where people might be getting upset with the Ospreay and MJF stuff because I want that match at All In. I think we could still get it at All In. It could be an MJF Punk thing. If we do, that would be great. Maybe they don't maybe it could be like this is the first match of a trilogy or whatever, which cool, that's great. All matches will be different. Or this can be a nice fucking bait and switch where they think that, like, the match is gonna happen, but something like MJF attacks Will Ospreay or DQ or something. A lot of things can happen. And the Okada and Swerve fucking match makes sense because of Elite versus Team AEW for Blood and Guts. So this is kind of just like a build-up.
Yeah.
But, like, I said to Lissy, I was like, who fucking wins that match? Like, the world champion or Okada?
I think it's going to be a time limit draw.
It might be. Or like a DQ or something.
Or Hangman fucks Swerve out of the win.
Something will happen.
Because I don't think Okada's going to take the pin. I think Hangman will come out and fuck Swerve, because Swerve could take the pin.
Because there's stuff that.
It's not a title for title match or anything.
But there's stuff like that where, like, MJF versus Ospreay, yeah, that can go either way depending on what they're doing with the story. But then there's Okada versus Swerve where you're like, who's gonna win that?
Well, right now we have Ospreay, who is arguably the face of AEW.
Yeah.
And we have MJF, former face of AEW, and now like back to AEW's biggest antagonist.
Yeah.
So the story kind of just writes itself there. So I could easily see this being like a multi-part feud.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be something where like, you know, MJF cheats to win on Ospreay because Ospreay's already taken his first loss. Cheats to win on Ospreay or something, or is like fucks with him or whatever, and Ospreay finally gets the big win over him at Wembley.
Could be something like that. They're gonna have a dog collar match.
Can see it happening.
Will Ospreay in a dog collar match, bro?
It's gonna be a killer match nonetheless, though. Okay, moving on to Bryan Danielson wins the Owen and is going to Wembley, which was a shock.
That was a shock.
An actual shock.
Hey, that happened on Dynamite too.
Yeah.
I'm just referring to the last thing.
Yeah. Huge thing, which was actually fucking wild.
Yeah, I thought Hangman was winning.
I legitimately thought Hangman was going to win that.
Like,
but considering what happens next makes sense.
Bryan Danielson finally politicked.
I don't think it was that.
No,
I almost guarantee
I want to pretend that he did.
I almost guarantee you Hangman was in that ring and Danielson like pinned him and he was like, alright, kick out, and Hangman's like,
Nah. No, I just like to imagine Bryan Danielson being like, you know what? Fuck it. It's my last year. I'm winning.
Danielson's in the back with Hangman. He's just like, hey, so
not gonna work for me, brother.
Hey man, do you mind if I win? Like, it's okay if you say no. But like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like a Wembley moment would totally be cool for like, you know, my memory books when I'm going over them with my kids. So like, I kind of want that picture to put in the scrapbook.
Imagine Danielson wins the belt at Wembley and Nigel McGuinness has to call it.
I don't think he's going to though, because his contract expires before his like last
it's AEW
is over.
No, remember, Cody Rhodes taught that man how to lie, and lying's fun. So shut up about that. Listen. He's not. Wembley's not it. Wrestle Dream is it. Wrestle Dream is at the Tacoma, Washington Dome in Washington, his hometown. He's retiring at Wrestle Dream.
Okay.
He's already said that he wants to wrestle at the Tacoma Dome. His contract might be up, but there's these wonderful things called extensions.
I mean, that's true. John Moxley did hold the world championship without having a contract.
I was going to say, there's also this thing of fucking Tony Khan doesn't care who he puts the belt on, and sometimes they end up being free agents.
Yeah, that's true. But good for Danielson. I'm happy he won. You know, I mean, I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. You know, he deserves it. And Hangman's going to be going on to do bigger and better things, like being the fifth man for the Elite in Blood and Guts. And he's going to murder Swerve.
I was, I'm going to say this first. Hangman's facials remind me of Dax Harwood, but with hair.
Yeah?
Brian last. He said that.
Yeah?
Look at his facials when he comes out. Like, when he's coming to the ramp. Like,
yeah, no, he's got that scowl. He's got that, and the stash.
He looks like Dax Harwood with hair.
We need to ask Hangman to put a bald cap on very quickly.
He looks like Dax Harwood with hair, bro.
No, he's got too much of a sweet face to look like that.
No, he looks like Dax Harwood with hair.
I don't think he looks like Dax Harwood with hair, but I get
Can we talk about Dax Harwood's ass for a second?
No. Can we move on?
Go look up at Dax Harwood's Instagram and him twerking.
Can we move on?
Hangman's the fifth man.
Yes, of Blood and Guts, and he's gonna murder Swerve.
What if he pins Swerve?
He's not gonna pin Swerve.
I think the Elite win Blood and Guts.
Oh no, I think the Elite definitely fucking win Blood and Guts.
Because then they'll probably have like a stadium stampede match at like Wembley.
Yeah.
And they'll probably lose.
Yeah, probably.
Because, you know, all of them can lose that all in. Because they thought of the show.
Yeah, they already lost once. All of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, all of them lost at Wembley.
Yeah.
Hangman, Kenny, Coda. Yeah. They all lost. Dee Dee, hello.
He was reminding. What? Come here.
What is he doing?
He's just staring at me.
Why are you meowing?
Come here. You want to be on the podcast? Come here.
Hey, Dee.
Didi, speak into this microphone.
Please don't speak into the microphone.
Didi, speak.
He doesn't do that.
Speak. I hope that gets picked up.
I'm sure it will, at least very faintly. Oh, there he goes. He's leaving. He made his special appearance, and now he's fucking out.
This features Didi.
Okay.
We finally got him on the pod. Before Bryce.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic, just because there's not too much I have to say about Hangman joining the Elite. It was pretty obvious it was going to happen. I'm just curious to see who the rest of Team AEW is going to be, which is unfortunately probably going to be the Acclaimed.
Yeah, we got Mark Briscoe and Swerve.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. Stop meowing!
He's mad about the Acclaimed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Didi, I'm right here. I'm not in there.
Rest in peace to Tony Storm.
Mariah May won the Owen.
Uh-huh.
And then, like...
proceeded to murder Tony Storm.
Like, we knew it was going to happen, and we knew that the turn was going to happen. I wasn't expecting it to be that fast, and I wasn't expecting it to be a murder.
It was a good murder.
She killed her.
Yeah, no, it was great.
She killed her.
It was impeccable, amazing.
It looked good.
It looked fantastic.
Tony Storm was bleeding.
She wasn't bleeding, dude. She was fucking pouring. She was pouring blood.
She was bleeding more than Donald Trump.
Yeah. But nonetheless...
Allegedly!
Shut up. Nonetheless, really good way to close out Dynamite. Honestly.
Yeah, no, it was a good way to close out Dynamite.
Good way to close out Dynamite. It was, like... I mean, the Tony Storm storyline with Mariah has been going on for a really long time, and it's honestly been one of the heights, if not the height, of the women's division right now. So the story going into Wembley is going to be fucking fantastic.
Mariah May is going to win the belt.
You think so?
Yeah. She's going to win it in Wembley.
Yeah. Meow.
Didi agrees too.
What are you crying about? What do you have to cry about? You have shelter and food and water and love.
Maybe he's just trying to speak to us.
I think he just wants to go into the bathroom.
I don't know why when no one's in there.
He likes to be in there. I think he likes hiding under the sink.
I think so.
I think that's what he wants. He wants to hide under the sink. But he's not allowed to do that. Because those two fucking scratch at the fucking tub, and it's loud as shit.
It is loud.
And they'll just do that in the middle of the night. And I'm not fucking being woken up to that shit.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You're not going in there.
Moving on to Collision, which was one thing that we talk about because Hulu then... Yeah?
Why are you interrupting our podcast? Yeah?
What? What are you crying about? He opened his mouth to meow, but he didn't make a sound that time.
This is the most I've ever heard of meow.
No, he goes crazy at night.
Well, yeah, no, he's like talking though.
Why are you talking? What do you gotta say? Alright, now, why are you coming over to me? What?
It's your turn.
What do you want? Hi. We have Collision, which we're only reviewing one thing because Hulu decided to take a shit out on us after this, which was Takeshita versus Dynamite Kid.
This was like the only thing worth watching though. And it was really good. And I think they should sign Dynamite Kid. But also at the same time, I feel like Dynamite Kid should go like on an excursion to like Japan. And like get more skill. I mean, he's already good. Like, but better his already great skill. And then get signed.
I think he's eventually gonna get signed.
Yeah.
To AEW. But
he's really good.
no, fantastic fucking match. Absolutely phenomenal.
And
I want to see this kid, which it seems like it's gonna happen because at the end of this match, Dynamite Kid got beaten down by the Don Callis family and FTR came out to save him.
Bro,
I want to see him team with FTR.
Let him team with FTR. And also, he better be at All In Wembley.
I think he's gonna team with FTR, definitely. I would like to see him at Wembley. but I think he's hands down teaming with FTR. Like I'm expecting to see an FTR and Dynamite Kid versus Don Callis match happening. Well, Don Callis family, not Don Callis, like 3 Don Callises. But that would be terrifying.
That's too many Don Callises.
One Don Callis is too many Don Callises, okay? Moving on to the worst thing that's ever happened in my entire life, and that was Dylan making me watch Russo's Revenge, aka War Games 2000. Why do we have to talk about this?
Because we watched it and we got to talk about it.
We don't have
and we've been teasing it on the podcast.
We don't have to talk about this.
We finally watched it. It's War Games 2000. It was on, get this, free television on Nitro.
This was the worst thing that I've ever watched in my entire life.
It's Russo's Revenge. It's War Games 2000. I forget the date. You can find it. It's from WCW 2000 in September. Find it on the cock. Go watch it. It's fucking...
Don't watch it.
It's fucking dog shit. We didn't watch the whole episode. I wasn't gonna put ourselves through that, but we watched the segment that featured pretty much all of them. That was a bump Jeff Hardy took. Holy fuck. But we watched a segment beforehand of like all of them in the ring explaining the rules and what the fuck was gonna happen, and then we watched the match. Lyssie, what do you think of the promo beforehand of everyone and that they had to do qualifying matches, bro?
Well, really quick before we get into that, I just want to take this moment to reiterate a point that I reiterate a lot on the podcast, or maybe not on the podcast, but in general. It's just the fact that like Jeff Hardy manages at the time, like way back in the day, managed to just toss whatever fucking hair dye he found in his cabinet on his head and it looked fucking good. Yeah. And I wish I could do that. Because, like, right now, I don't know when this is from, but this is
2001.
2001.
This is Invasion 2001.
He's got purple, blue, green, blonde hair, and it's, like, realistically, like, a mess, but it looks so good. And you know he did not section.
This is the Jeff Hardy RVD hardcore match from Invasion 2001.
He just plopped that shit on his head, and it looks fucking great.
This is the match of the show.
But, yeah, I figured I would just say that quick.
RVD's wearing the Tiger singlet.
Wee! Wee! Wow, he really flew off screen.
Yeah.
But... yeah, no, the promo was a waste of time and a waste of energy on my behalf of paying attention to it.
What do you think of Kevin Nash?
So here's the thing, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm as tall as Kevin Nash, and I feel like that's a very important thing that everyone should feel one day.
But are you as over as Kevin Nash?
No, definitely not. The whole thing was fucking stupid. Oh, you're already advertised for this match, but we're gonna have qualifying matches to make sure that you're gonna be in this match. And then you're gonna end up winning your matches, and then you're gonna be in this match, and I'm gonna win the belt. So Vince Russo, yada yada yada.
So this was a War Games match, but we're gonna try to break this down the best we can. We're gonna go one at a time here. It was a War Games match, and it was 4-on-4, 2 teams of 4. But for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, only one man from one of the teams can win the WCW Championship.
Yes.
You're on a team.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everyone's following along here.
No one's following.
And now War Games, if you know, usually takes place in 2 rings, yes, with a cage. This was a cage inside 1 ring, but it was a triple-decker cage.
So think of like the worst like 3-tiered cake you could ever think of.
I'll add a timestamp right here at 53:15.
Well, that's not going to mean much to me when I have to add the intro to this.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll help enough, I guess.
Yeah. Just when we talk about this, because I'll find a picture of the cage.
Okay.
And we can pop the picture of the triple-decker cage.
Okay.
Up, yeah.
Yeah, no, this whole thing was a fucking catastrophe. The promo beforehand, and then everyone, like, having a brawl and doing all the run-ins and climbing the cage at the time was stupid. What if someone just stole the belt? Like, someone could have just went and... because the belt was hanging this entire time.
Yes.
Someone could have just went, stole the belt, and then left.
And then, who was all in this? We had Sting. We had Kevin Nash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going team by team here. Goldberg Vince Russo,
Mm-hmm.
Booker T,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Jarrett,
Mm-hmm.
Chronic.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing anyone?
I feel like that was it.
Yeah, we had a who's who in there. Scott Steiner was in there
Oh yeah, Scott Steiner was
with
in
his
there.
fucking broken nose.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner was in there.
The one dude from Chronic looks like a bootleg Matt Hardy.
That was Brian Adams.
Brian Adams looked like a bootleg Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fucking terrible match.
Someone's calling you. I don't know if it's gonna interfere with the podcast.
Oh. Well, then the timer's still going.
It was a New York number.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I just see if it calls back at all.
They probably want your vote.
They might. No number calling back? No? Okay. Well, if that starts ringing again, just hit the decline button. Probably some sort of political fucking whatever. Yeah, no, this match was a waste of fucking time. Pissed me off. Stupid. Although Kevin Nash did the most.
How many moves did Kevin Nash hit, Lizzie?
4?
Yes.
I think.
Kevin Nash, who was the world champion, he was defending his title in this match. Which, mind you, he won the match. Which we'll get to in a second.
Stupid as fucking shit.
He didn't even climb the cage, though.
No.
He didn't climb to get to the triple decker or anything. But Kevin Nash hit 4 moves.
Mm-hmm.
Stood out of the ring 95% of the time. Hit 4 moves. The finish was really overbooked of like, I forgot who even fucking brought down the belt, to be honest with you. But then, Goldberg got the belt somehow and then got attacked.
No, Booker T brought the belt
Booker
down.
T got the belt, but then Goldberg took it off of him, right?
I don't fucking know.
Something happened, and then fucking Vince Russo had the belt, and then Kevin Nash had the belt, and he just walked out of the cage, and all of them
Vince
celebrated.
Russo gave Kevin Nash the belt.
Yeah.
And then they all walked out. And it was so fucking stupid. It was a waste of my fucking time. I never want to watch that fucking shit again. Absolute fucking garbage, dog shit, fucking bullshit waste of goddamn fucking time. I could have, quite literally, done more important things with my life, like stab my own eyeballs out with my fucking toenails, than watch that fucking match.
I want you to just keep going. This is actually great. This is the whole point of like us watching Russo's Revenge.
I'm fucking tired, dude. I don't even have the fucking energy to fucking keep going about it. It was just actual fucking flaming, steaming fucking dog shit. Like, there's not enough insults that have been made in the English vocabulary that I could fucking reiterate to express to you how fucking stupid and terrible and bad this fucking match was.
Do you understand why people hate Vince Russo?
I hate Vince Russo. I never liked Vince Russo.
But do you understand?
Yes, I understand why, because I don't like him.
Do you understand why Jim Cornette, wants him dead?
I get it. I don't agree with
Imagine
Cornette.
working with him. That's why.
I don't agree with Cornette on many things, but hating Vince Russo is one of them.
Imagine working with Vince Russo every day of your life.
I think I would have killed him.
What would you do?
Kill him. That's it. I would have had the balls that Jim Cornette doesn't have, and I would have fucking killed him.
What would have gone through your head if you were sitting in the creative room and Vince Russo was like, Russo's Revenge, bro?
I would be like, that's a great idea, Vince. And then we would build the fixture, and I'd be like, hey, how about you show me around the new place? And he's like, okay, bro. And then he takes me on a tour of the 3-tier cake, and we get all the way up to the top, and then I throw him off.
Would you like AEW or any wrestling promotion to do a 3-tier cage?
No. No. Because it's stupid.
I want to see Will Ospreay versus MJF inside a 3-tier cage.
It's stupid as fuck. Terrible fucking concept. It doesn't look safe. It was 2 years after Mick Foley fell through the cage twice. Or not once, but nonetheless.
Not
fell
even
off of a cage
Not
twice.
even that, bro. I didn't even tell you about this. So that wasn't the first time they had the cage, like that cage. They did a previous match where that's where David Arquette... No, he didn't win the belt in that match, but that David Arquette was in that match. This whole concept cage thing, the 3-tier cage, came from the Ready to Rumble movie. Mm-hmm. Okay? The one that David Arquette was in. And They had this match at the Kemper Arena. I don't know if that name rings a bell, the Kemper Arena.
It doesn't.
Okay. Kemper Arena is where Over the Edge took place.
Okay.
Owen, an upset. So, they had it at the Kemper Arena, this match. And the closing scene of this match was Chris Kanyon getting thrown from the top of the cage to the ramp. Literally a year after Owen fell in that arena. This was a year. Well, this was a couple months later after that. So a year after Owen fell, they have this 3-tier cage. Yeah.
Oh, the wrestling world would have been so much better without Vince Russo in it.
You're telling me.
So much fucking better. I will gladly get rid of the Attitude Era if it means getting rid of Vince Russo. And all of his involvement in wrestling.
But the Attitude Era was good, that's the thing.
The Attitude Era only happened because of what was going on with WCW. The Attitude Era still, nonetheless, would have probably happened in WWE without Vince Russo saying it. It would have just been a little bit later. Because WWE inevitably copied what WCW was doing at the time and did it their own way with less restriction as what WCW had.
Yeah.
So it still would have fucking happened without Vince Russo being like, hey, how about we steal their concept?
Listen here, bro.
So, that's all I'm saying.
It's attitude, bro.
All I'm fucking saying. Anyway, let's move the fuck on to Dylan's way back Wednesday match.
I'll actually remember to send you the link this time so we can put it in the description.
Okay.
Because we forgot to do that last week. This week's Way Back Wednesday match is another triple threat that lyssie was active for. Mm-hmm. Wasn't behind the camera. This is an unreleased match and never seen the light of day. I don't know how this hasn't seen the light of day, to be honest with you. But it's from a weird transition in time of the first time DCW imploded because people are fucking children and are idiots and can't fucking run a wrestling promotion. Turned to KWA when KWA was actually good and people actually cared about it. It was called Summer Sacrifice because that was going to be the name of the show because, you know, people that run DCW are still stuck in their emo phase and think of stupid names like that for wrestling shows because they think it's 1999 still. Anyway, DCW KWA Summer Sacrifice. It was a triple threat match to crown the undisputed DCW and KWA champion. We were unifying the belts because we had two champions and we just needed to unify the belts because it was no longer DCW, it was KWA. So yeah, and it was myself, known as Dilvon at the time. I was Big Money Dilvon against Graves, which we've talked about Graves on here before, and Bryce.
He texted you.
That is fucking crazy.
He texted you again.
That is...
Oh, something's hitting stores.
Oh boy.
We can't say what or where or who where works in what, because some person will get in trouble. But
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
that
he
I
just
said
texted you.
I said his name and he appeared.
Can I text him back and just say, "Are you Joe Hendry?"
No.
No context added to it. Ooh.
I'll have to look at that shit later.
I want to look at it.
Oh my god.
No, it's fine. Tell me about your match.
But you're gonna talk about it too. You were there.
Why am I talking about it?
And lyssie was in the corner of me and Bryce.
Yes.
So how did that happen? What was the story leading into this?
Oh, I could break that down. They're in love.
No. So the story. To summarize the story, to not like go full in depth because probably some of these matches might get uploaded and we'll talk about it and everything. But I come to DCW first. I try taking control of the company over Eclipse. Eclipse tries to one-up me, challenges me to an I Quit match, but also since he is the owner, he gets to pick the special guest referee. The lights go out. Yeah, we did the lights out thing in Eclipse's garage filming, where like we were arguing in like his garage or whatever. We used to do like a pre-season show before like we were wrestling in the ring and everything. Like we couldn't wrestle in the winter because it's too fucking cold out, so it was called Home Invasion, and it was kind of like it was just a bunch of promos and everything, but like we were building up to the match, and the lights went out, and then the lights came back on, and Bryce
He just texted you again.
Oh, that's fucking insane,
He just
bro.
texted you again.
This is insane. That's insane. He is reading my mind. We are literally in love.
Soulmates.
But the lights
came back on. She texted.
The lights came back on, and Bryce is standing there, and he goes, "I'm your ref." And so Bryce is my ref, or Bryce is the ref, and that the whole pre-story to that of like me and Bryce had this very short-lived tag team in NUW called 4 Hour Generation by Our Generation. It was really funny. We made fun of people getting hit with hamster food. If you know, you know. But so that was kind of like the whole like reason why Eclipse chose Bryce, was to kind of like, oh, he's fucking with Delvon and everything. So we have the match at DCW Downfall. You can go find it. It's an I Quit match. The stipulation is for the DCW Extreme title, and it's for the winner gains complete control of DCW. We have this match. Towards the end of the match, I go to hit Eclipse with a light tube. Eclipse gracefully catches it because, you know, he can't do anything right. Catches it, looks like shit, and he's gonna go to hit me with it. And I get out of the ring, and I'm like, no, I don't care that, you know, this is an I Quit match, yada, yada, yada. I'm running my mouth. I was like, put that light tube down and fight me like a man. And he put the light tube down, and he walked into a really fucking sick looking back fist. Bryce took barbed wire, wrapped it around his fist, and did this back fist to Eclipse, and it looked so fucking good. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it looked fucking good.
He's only saying that because he's in love with him.
No, it did look good.
Are you saying you're not in love with Bryce?
I love Bryce. Hits him with this back fist, and then I put Eclipse in the guillotine, the satanic suffering, and he never says I quit, but Bryce is like, oh, what do you say? I quit.
Oh, I quit.
Ring the bell. And then there's the DCW screw job. People throw shit at us in the ring. We cut a promo like it's the NWO.
Jaeger threw a gallon of iced tea at you.
Jaeger threw a gallon of iced tea. What else got thrown in there? My pack of cigarettes got thrown in the ring.
I just think it was so funny that a gallon of iced tea flings by, and then after everything, Jaeger's like,
Brushy,
I'm sorry.
Go through Brushy in the ring. Like, everyone's throwing shit in the ring. We're cutting this promo. Eclipse is laying in the ring.
Getting hit with everything.
Everything's on top of him. We cut this promo. We leave. We're Money and Power. We take over the company. Well, I'm the owner of the company, and Bryce is just the whole story going into this was I'm the owner of the company. Bryce helped me, and Bryce is pretty much the end all be all. Was Bryce was pretty much just using me to get the DCW title. Like, that was like the whole part of this story. I lose my Extreme title to Jaeger because that was the whole point of that. And then it was to bounce into this feud. Bryce and Corey had a match on episode 2 of Destruction TV. I helped Bryce beat Corey. And then it leads from there. We were attacking Corey left and right. We attacked Corey in a backstage segment, and Bryce stole the DCW title. Corey was the DCW champion at the time. He defeated Zach Romick for it. And so Bryce stole the belt, and at this time we decided to reintroduce the KWA title, which in KWA world I was at this time the last KWA champion. I won it during COVID, all of that stuff and everything. And so I'm the KWA champion. Bryce gifted me that Bryce is the paper DCW champion, and then we did this whole. I wish Chris never fucking deleted the fucking footage of this goddamn show, but we had Dilvon's birthday bash.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed that is gone forever.
We only have snippets and clips of it.
Yeah. I'm so pissed.
And that was like stuff that people clipped from it to like send to each other.
Yeah.
Like on occasion, like
we had
the Corey Zach Romig fucking.
We had Dilvon versus Juggalo Rossi.
Oh, I wish we still had that footage. That was good. But no, the Corey dressed up one will float around on occasion. He'll send it. I'll send it on occasion.
We have. I'm not killing kayfabe. I'm not telling you who it is. But we had AC and Same Barry with his Hayabusa mask, pretending to be Hulk Hogan. That was funny too. Cutting the typical Hulk Hogan promo.
Yeah.
That was funny. But yeah, so, and then Bryce gifted me Lyssie Vallow as well. And that was
the first time a man gifted another man as a present.
Yeah.
He really beat Tony Khan to the punch with that one, didn't he?
We cut this whole promo in the middle of the ring about like how it's my birthday, and like that day I was on one. It was my 21st birthday, and I just kept saying, I'm a man now. It was the same. Like Bryce went all out. He got me a Nick Gage cameo. He gifted me the KWA title, and then he gifted me Lyssie Vallow.
How does a man gift you your own girlfriend?
But it was so funny because Bryce is like, we got someone to be in our corner now. Lyssie Vallow. And Lyssie gets revealed, and I'm like, oh my god, this is what I always wanted.
I always wanted a girlfriend.
So we had Lyssie Vallow, and then the whole like story leading into it was Corey wanted to either face me or Bryce for the KWA title because he knew that that's what was going to happen. I'm the owner, but the network is also after me, and then we have this contract signing where it's the three of us. And only one of us has to sign the contract between me or Bryce to make it official, because Corey and the network both know that one of us ain't signing it, because like the whole point of it is like, oh, Dylan and Bryce don't want to face each other because we know who will win that one. And it's like, wait, who will win? And Bryce was more of the hothead of the tag team. I was just more of like I tried to keep my composure, but like I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want because I'm the owner. So Bryce signs the contract, and now it's a triple threat match at Summer Sacrifice for the title. Then DCW shut its doors, literally, because people are fucking children. But we still had the show anyway, and it was me versus Corey versus Bryce for the DCW and KWA title. I come out with the KWA belt. Bryce comes out with the DCW title, even though he's not the champion. Corey comes out with no belt, and he's the champion. So now it's Money and Power, Dilvon and Bryce, versus Graves in a triple threat match, though. Obviously, this is going to be a 2-on-1 match. And that's what everyone thought it was going to be, was a 2-on-1 match. Everyone was like, oh, like, this is going to be, it's Dylan and Bryce versus Corey, and then it's going to have an implosion or something. We decided to have an implosion from the start. Mm-hmm. Because the whole point of it was still in my head of, like, what Corey said in that contract signing promo of, like, yeah, you guys don't want to face each other because we know who will win. And I wanted to prove to myself and to everyone that I'm no fucking pushover here. I can fight Graves myself. So the bell rings, and we do the John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Triple H triple threat from Survivor Series beginning sequence where I super kick Bryce, my own tag team partner. Mm-hmm. And then it's me and Corey, and then Bryce comes back, starts beating him up, and then he goes, "Are we cool now?" And the whole kayfabe reason of that was, I said in the match, you can hear me say it, saying, I'm sorry, that was just to get him distracted so we can attack him from behind. And then the match happened, and more implosions happened where me and Bryce started going after each other more. I hit Graves with a Pepsi plunge, which killed my knees, literally. I could not get up. And then Graves hits me with his finish. He goes for the pin. Bryce pulls him out. Bryce goes to pin me. Graves pulls Bryce out. And then Graves pins me 1, 2, 3. The man that was the DCW champion but entered the match with no belts leaves with 2 belts. And this starts the downfall of me and Bryce's tag team, the implosion of Money and Power and the feud that is to come out of that. Mm-hmm. And Lyssie was there.
Yes.
What do you got to say about this?
Did I slap you across the face too hard?
The post-match angle.
But did I slap you across the face too hard?
No.
Yeah?
No, you slapped me, though, a motherfucker. So the post-match was... Lyssie's whole character was she's a bitch. That's Lyssie Vallow.
My character was being an inconvenience.
So Graves wins, he leaves, and then me and Bryce are in the ring. Bryce is dead selling.
Because he didn't want to get slapped.
Bryce is dead selling at this point. I get up, Lyssie's yelling at us. And, the 6 people that are in the crowd are actually going insane. More so Go-Go was going, and Doc's wife, they were going insane over this. Because you are screaming at me. Yeah. You're like, you guys lost the fucking belt, fuck you guys. And then the slap heard around the fucking world. We'll break kayfabe here. I'm telling Lyssie to keep going. I'm like, just keep going. And she's yelling, and then I just mouth the word slap me, and she slaps the fuck out of me.
Yeah, and then Bryce was laying there. He's like, I am not getting up.
And then I'm waking up Bryce, and then we do this whole thing where we hug each other, but then he pushes me away and leaves. Because I costed him the belt.
What is happening?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's Cody or someone outside. But anyway, yeah, no, it was a fun match. I mean, it was a fun thing to be involved in.
Yeah. That was one of your, I mean, you managed before that, here and there, but that was one of your first big ones.
Yeah.
That you managed in. That was a big one.
It was an actual, I think I managed in a match or 2 prior up to this.
Yeah, you did.
But
this was a big one where there was a lot going on story-wise.
Yeah, we should have to beat up Corey during it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have just entered the match and started locking up with Corey.
Which, fun fact about this show, there is footage of this show out in the public. There's, on the DCW channel, there's the Go-Go and Jacob Yeager tables match from this show.
Yeah.
So DCW fucking imploded. We'll get into that on a future episode of how DCW imploded. Probably with Bryce when he comes down.
Yeah.
But so DCW imploded the first time, and we had to get the ring from said property because it was Bryce's ring. We got it the day of the show.
Yeah, we did.
We got it the day of the show. But yeah, this is when half the crew went to the house and half the crew went to the other house.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And me and Bryce were in the other half of the crew that went to the house.
Yeah.
We didn't go to the DCW house. We went to the other house because we weren't allowed to be at that house.
Yeah.
Because of so much shit that happened.
Yeah.
Because people are bitches.
Well, I mean, we don't have to talk about it right now, but this was because of the other person involved, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what happened this time. But yeah, no, it was so I was surprised the show even happened that day.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a fucking wreck. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about it. How do I open your phone? I think it's just Wrestler of the Week now. I think this is the last thing.
No,
right? We still have the flashback match. Jesus fucking Christ.
We got flashback match.
Oh my god, and I still have to draw this fucking picture too for the Wrestler of the Week. I'm gonna fucking lose my goddamn mind. Oh no, that's Cody. That's Cody. Alright. Anyway, undo typing. Oh god, what did I do?
Just hit cancel.
Alright, so the flashback match of the week we'll get into now. Which was WCW World War III, the 60-man Battle Royale from 1997. Jesus fucking Christ. Stupid.
We were I forget what we were watching, but it was something to do with WCW. I think it was probably Who Killed WCW. And an image popped up of like 3 rings or whatever, and you're like, what's that? And I was like, oh, I have to show you World War III one day.
That was the worst decision I've ever made.
And so I decided to show Lissy the World War III match from 97. And I was like, Lissy, there's 3 rings and 60 guys.
Stupid. There's too many men. The rings were not centered, which pissed me off. And the whole actual match was just convoluted. Ridiculous. The ending was stupid.
Lissy was like, obviously someone from the NWO wins.
I mean, I wasn't wrong.
You weren't.
I wasn't wrong because Scott Hall won.
Yeah, Scott Hall won.
But I was like, oh, well, clearly it's going to be Kevin Nash if he was supposed to come out and he didn't come out. And then Hulk Hogan came out. And I was like, okay, well, clearly it's supposed to be Hulk Hogan then.
And then Sting came out.
But it wasn't Sting, it was Kevin Nash. And he pulled a gotcha on Hulk Hogan and they laughed it off like a bunch of fucking school children as Scott Hall's like just laying in the ring.
And Scott Hall wins.
And but the dumbest reason ever. Because everyone just ran away.
Yes.
Like, that was so stupid. Waste of my fucking time. What
did you think of some of the people in this? Like Disco Inferno.
Weird lineup. Really weird lineup of people.
We had Disco Inferno. Rey Mysterio was in there.
Mm-hmm.
You really liked Juventud Guerrera's gear.
He had really cool gear.
Buff Bagwell. There was a who's who of WCW in this. And we decided to have fun with wrestling match of the week.
That was fun? That was fun?
No, not really.
It was not fun. It's awful. Terrible.
All right, moving on.
Lissy,
you're the host.
Yes.
Who is your wrestler of the week?
Honest to God, I still have no idea going into this. I had no idea all week. I never have any ideas who to pick for wrestler of the week. But for some reason, there's only one name that's coming to my head right now, so we'll just run with it. So wrestler of the week's gonna be Lita.
Okay.
Don't know why. I genuinely do not. I mean, I love Lita. It's not me trying to diss her or anything. I fucking love Lita. But I have no idea what in the world, like, in my brain is just like Lita.
So fuck your rules, man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, why Lita?
I just told you I have no idea. I have no idea why she's in my brain right now.
No, I mean, like, why?
Oh, God, what's going on outside?
Why would you pick Lita for Wrestler of the Week?
No, because she's great. Because she's really fucking important to women's wrestling. She was always one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, like, overall. We're talking not just women's wrestlers, we're talking every single wrestler under the sun. Lita was always one of my fucking favorites. No, I mean, like, I don't know, like, she was just a very empowering figure to have growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just as, like, growing up as a young girl into wrestling. And also, like, even though I was very young and still was being dressed by my parents pretty much of what I could and couldn't wear, growing up and seeing people, like, with more of, like, the alternative lifestyle, like, I always thought looked really fucking cool. And, you know, like, seeing, like, Matt and Jeff Hardy dressed that way was nifty. But then seeing, like, a girl dressed all alternative, I was like, whoa. She's cool as fuck. And also, she was, like, no disrespect at all because, you know, these women were getting paid to do what they were told to do. But she was, like, a women's wrestler that wrestled. She wasn't just, like, someone that WWE
for
hired.
that time.
Yeah, for that time. That wasn't just, like, a pretty face that WWE hired to do pretty face things, and that was it. So, like, it was also really cool to be like, okay, so this chick is not only cool looking and not only beautiful and not only, like, this fucking strong, independent woman, but she is also, like, a kick-ass fucking wrestler. Like, that's the whole package right there. You know? So, like, that, she was just a really important, like, role model growing up and seeing.
What is some of your favorite Lita matches?
Well, since it has been a long time, I won't be able to tell you specific matches, because again, as I say every time I talk about Wrestler of the Week, my memory is shit. But, it's as obvious can be, her and Trish was always going to be, like, top tier.
Damn right.
Her and Trish are always going to be top tier. Any matches they had, any rivalry, promos, whatever, that they had with each other. And it's so nice to see, like, now, like we've seen it with, like, the WWE's, like, Most Wanted Treasures and whatnot. Them just, like, hanging out and being, like, friends and, like, besties and girls together. Like, I love that so much.
Which, speaking of Most Wanted Treasures, we forgot to mention that. We'll review the Ultimate Warrior one next week.
Yeah. But no, like, her and Trish will always be top tier. And that's also, like, the same sentiment goes for Trish Stratus as well, growing up.
Damn right.
Even though, like, she wasn't, like, alternative, like, you know, grungy, gothy 2000s type style that, like, really, like, drew me in. Like, Trish Stratus was also just strong, independent woman who was beautiful, and she fucking wrestled, and she, like, did her fucking shit, and she did it fucking well. Like, there's no two better women at that time frame to really pit against each other than those two, and they just fucking made magic happen every single time.
Which, fun facts, some of my moves are inspired by Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
I have taken some of my moves in my arsenal from Trish Stratus.
Because she's great.
Trish Stratus and Lita are always 1 and 2 for me in women's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Next to Bull Nakano, like, there's my top 3. But Lita and Trish, because they came around a time where women's wrestling was absolute dog shit and was just not good, and it was TNA, bra and panties, all of that stuff. But Lita and Trish were able to break those barriers.
Yeah. Which is obviously, like, it's been said 1,000,001 times over by every person under the sun, but was incredibly fucking important and really paved the way for what women's wrestling is now. Like, without them, I really don't know where the fuck we would be.
Lita with Matt Hardy or Lita with Edge?
I mean, bias of Lita with Edge, but I feel bad about how it happened, so I don't like saying that.
I can find, like, so much research on that, and we can do a whole episode on just that in general.
Yeah.
And we seriously can. There's so much shit out there for that, where I can just find it all and be like, we're gonna do a whole episode on this.
Jesus Christ. Why don't you tell me about some stuff that you like about Lita?
That she was different, and, like, not every day you see well, now you do, but, like, back in the day at that time, not every day you saw a woman doing a moonsault.
She also worked her fucking ass off to just get even to the WWE.
Yeah.
Like, cause what was it? What was she saying? Like, I don't remember if it was like it would have to have been some sort of documentary about her, or that she was a part of. That she, like, just up and left to Mexico to, like.
She got trained in Mexico, Lucha Libre. She was in ECW for a short time, and then she came to WWF.
But the fact that she just one day was like, I'm going to Mexico, goodbye family, basically, and was like, bye.
Yeah.
And just left to go pursue it and just dead ass worked her fucking ass off. Like, it's just so commendable, you know, like, so respectable. Like, I just love her.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that kind of wraps it up for me, unless you got something else to say, because I'm very tired and I can't figure out my thoughts, and I still have to draw this fucking picture and get this fucking episode up for tomorrow.
I think Lita should come back for one last run, right?
She did.
Well, one more run. And give her the women's belt and let her win the tag team titles with Trish. Okay, thank you.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I love you, Lita, and I love you, Trish Stratus.
Alright, well.
And God bless America.
God bless America. All right, well, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you guys.
Even though Trish isn't American.
I forget she's from Canada.
Yeah.
I forget all the time that she's from Canada. Like, she was literally just at Money in the Bank.
God bless Canada.
And I didn't say it out loud, but I said it in my head when they were like WWE Hall of Famer and Canadian native, and I'm like, what? Oh, yeah. And I don't know why, I just keep forgetting she's Canadian.
God bless America and Canada.
And God bless America and Trish Stratus.
My favorite Canadian.
Sorry,
move over, Bret Hart.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, tuning in, however you want to say this as you may. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you could follow us at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. Do my best to, I upload when a new episode's going to be out and whatnot. So that's cool. If you guys enjoyed listening to me, which if this is your first time tuning in and you're really going, yeah, I'm enjoying listening to Lyssie as I'm half asleep and
something's wrong with you.
Not been feeling too great. Something's wrong with you guys.
This heat sucks.
It's not even the heat. My body's just giving up on me. But if you, for whatever reason, want to follow me on any other social medias, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtar. That is LUNG_TAR.
It's double underscore? That was one underscore.
It's double underscore. My TikTok is one underscore, which if you enjoy listening to my voice and want to see my face to match it, you could follow me on my TikTok, which is LungBucks, LUNG_BUCKS. It is a play on the Young Bucks name because I'm a stupid fucking Mark. Dylan, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram or the Twitter app X at Danny_line_Vallo_line DANI_VALO_line. Yeah, I share a lot of Hayabusa stuff.
Your peacock icon is just the peacock.
Yes.
That peacock looks like it's seen some fucking shit.
Yes.
That peacock is fucking coked out of its mind.
I like to call him Tony.
Okay, anyway. Is that all your social medias?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you guys so much for listening, watching, tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, your grandparents, the people that you hate, the people that you love, the people that you just started a new job with. I don't fucking know. Send it to people that you know. And with that being said, we will see you guys next week.
God bless America and Trish Stratus.
Goodbye.